everyone. Welcome to Daily Newspaper Analysis, which is presented to you by LawSikho. So today we have an editorial for our discussion specifically, which has been taken up from the Hindu newspaper. The article has been titled as Mission Antyodaya Should Not Fall by the Wayside. So in this, we will discuss about what exactly is Mission Antyodaya, what is the aim, and why at all, it is into news these days. Secondly, we have the news update that will be important for a prelims exam, in which we'll be covering about the important personalities, awards, appointments, etc. And lastly, we have the legal news update, which we'll be covering the important and latest case laws. So let's start about the Mission Antyodaya, that it should not fall by the wayside. So let's see why at all this is into news. The Indian Constitution mandates that local governments will prepare and implement plans for economic development and social justice, and this has been mentioned under Article 243G and 243W of the Constitution. So here we can understand that definitely Mission Antyodaya is actually something that aims at the social justice for economic and the social justice. So let's understand about Mission Antyodaya in a little bit of detail. It was announced in the budget of 2017-18. It aims to bring 1 crore households out of poverty, and it also aims to make 50,000 gram panchayats poverty-free by 2019. So the time period in a way has already passed away. So let's see that in order to promote this goal, the institutions like Gram Sabha, district planning committees, state finance commission, etc. were created to ensure better equity distribution and better representation. Now, as we know that when we talk about the grassroots level, so these are the agencies that play a very important role. Gram Sabha to be at the most, at the lowest level for that matter. District Planning Committee as well as the State Finance Commission. So definitely these all authorities, these agencies have been playing an important role in percolating the important benefits that come from all the way from the center, and also to make sure that financial inclusion and better equity distribution is done all throughout the citizens. However, the decentralization reforms have failed to achieve the goal, and the social justice and progress in the Indian villages is still a high risk. Let's see that how has been the performance so far. So Mission Antyodaya had great promises to eradicate poverty in the multiple dimensions. As you can see that the aim itself to eradicate it from 50,000 households by 2019, or to make 50,000 gram panchayats poverty free by 2019 was definitely a very ambitious one. And in the rural households, through convergence of multiple schemes that share the same goal, the Ministries of Panchayati Raj and Rural Development act as the nodal agents to take this forward. So the socio-economic and caste census of 2011 demanded remedial interventions for the following. So for what all? Firstly, 90% rural households had no salaried jobs. 53.7 million households are landless, so definitely they cannot, work upon any agriculture activities or such. 6.89 million households have no men to support them to maybe just go out and take care of, the earning, if at all the women are taking care of the home or they are maybe raising the children. 49% suffer from multiple deprivations like education, other facilities, the societal facilities, etc. And 23.73 million families have no room or even just one room to live in. Now, we can understand from here that the situation or the people that we were really trying to help through Mission Antyodaya were really in a very dire situation. So paradoxically, this happens in a country that spends more than 3 trillion rupees every year for the rural poor. So you can imagine that even after that, the situation is so severe. So the 2019 and 20 survey by Mission Antyodaya shows immense infrastructural gaps, that more than 70 to 80% in Kerala accounts for 34.69%, and Gujarat is at second with meager 11.28%. So definitely there is a lot of infrastructural gap, as well as there is a lot of disparity amongst the states as well. Now, under the head of Mission Antyodaya, the government could cover schemes like Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that is Manrega, the National Rural Livelihood Mission, National Social Assistance Program, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, etc., and save the administrative expenses. Now, another lapse in the scheme is that India has failed to use the data in its fiscal federalism. By fiscal federalism, we mean the proper allocation and division of the taxes, the money that the government has. So basically, to divide it between the center and the states, making no gains in transfer system and horizontal equity. So evidently, the 15th Finance Commission too has missed the mark in this regard. This has heaped into another of India's approach to make big policy announcements that have not been really realized or carried over to their logical consequence. With this, let's discuss what do we have for the news updates today. Firstly, Elvero Britto passes away. So who basically was Elvero Britto? So she was an amazing women's hockey player. So celebrated women's hockey player and administrator Elvero Britto passed away on Tuesday. So she was an outstanding player and champion of women's hockey and captained the Indian and the Mysore teams. Second, drug regulator clears covaxin for 6 to 12 years and cobevax for 5 to 12 years. So India's drug regulator has granted emergency use authorization for biological ease, that's the name of the pharmaceutical company basically. It's COVID-19 vaccine cobevax for those aged 5 to 12 years and Bharat Biotech's covaxin for children in the age group of 6 to 12 years, according to the Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia, as he recently declared so. Thirdly, MP, that is Member of Parliament quota for KV admission, scrapped revised guidelines. So the government has scrapped several discretionary quotas, including that of members of parliament for admissions to Kendriya Vidyalayas, a decision which will help free over 40,000 seats in the centrally funded schools. Fourthly, Azadi ki Amrit Kahaniyan with Netflix. So Anurag Thakur, the Information and Broadcasting Minister, on Tuesday launched a short video series called Azadi ki Amrit Kahaniyan, created in collaboration with the OTT platform Netflix. So Netflix will be producing 25 videos on themes including women empowerment, environment, and sustainable development. And Netflix will produce 2-minute short films on these topics. Fourthly, Poshan Pakhwada. So Mission Poshan 2.0 is India's flagship program to improve nutritional outcomes for children, adolescents, pregnant women and lactating mothers by leveraging the technology. So the Ministry of Women and Child Development is celebrating the 4th Poshan Pakhwada, that is a fortnight or a 15-day celebration from 21st March to 24th April 2022. Now, for the celebration of Poshan Pakhwada, the emphasis is on two broad areas. Firstly, the identification and celebration of a healthy child, and integration of modern and traditional practices for healthy India. Sixth, Twitter announces to sell the social media company to world's richest man, Elon Musk, in a $44 billion deal. So the board of Twitter has accepted Elon Musk's $54.2 per share cash over to acquire the company and take it private. Sixth, India entered the Guinness Book of World Record by waving over 78,000 tricolor flags. So as many as 78,220 people simultaneously waved the national flag in Bihar's Bhojpur district at Dalore ground on Saturday in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, thereby setting a new record and creating history. Now let's see what do we have for the legal news today. Firstly, the wife can be granted maintenance under Section 125 CrPC even if decree for restitution of conjugal rights is passed against her, says the Allahabad High Court in the case of Kiran Singh versus State of UP and another. So the bench of Justice Brijraj Singh further stressed that it would be very harsh to refuse maintenance on the ground of a decree of restitution of conjugal rights passed in favor of the husband. Secondly, Anganwadi and ASHA workers basically are accredited social health activists. Workers can be inducted as protection assistants under Domestic Violence Act, such as the Supreme Court in the case of We the Women of India versus Union of India. So while hearing a plea with respect to appointment of the protection officers under the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, across the country, the Supreme Court said that it is not sufficient to only appoint the POs, that is the protection officers, but also to provide them with assistance. It observed that in this regard, National Legal Services Authority is taking steps to appoint protection assistants in every district. So that was all for the day. We hope it was a good session for you all. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up. And also you may subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho.